Lafayette, Lafayette. How you doing? This is Ken O'Bossy Leslie, and hey, I just want to talk about some things that are on my mind, and some things, how I feel. Well, January the 2nd of this year, 2026, I celebrated my 76th birthday. Yeah, I'm an OG elder, old school, a boomer, born in 1950, and it's just that I was just born in an era when things were done differently. Came through we had records and turntables, and TV only had 3 channels and all of that, and it was a different time. It was a different energy. It was a different flow, and 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 now when I look at things, when I look at what's happening in the matrix, in the world, things are very confusing. But there's one thing that things have to get, before they get better. Things have to get more chaotic. Things have to break down. Things have to come apart before we start to build, before we start to manifest a new matrix, so to speak. So, but right now things are really confusing, and you have like the onslaught of technology, AI, all different types of things that are happening. And all this technology that is happening is being established in a world of what you call mental confusion. People are caught up with the caught up. It's a situation where we have gotten to a place where we don't know who we are. We don't know which way we're going. We're all over the place. We're doing too much. Our egos are out of is way out of line. And everybody's like looking to be, I want to be a star. I want to be a star. I want people to notice me. I'm telling you. Your cell phones, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, man, it is definitely not helping people out here in this matrix. And we're already in a state of not even knowing what reality is. not knowing what who we are, very much out of touch. So one of the things that that I'm appreciative of, and this is in regards of me, is that I was able to slow down enough to be able to say, hey, I really do appreciate where I'm at, even at my age. I don't go through this thing of like saying like, oh, I wish I have known this years ago, or I wish I have done this or done that. It's just that like, well, if you knew to do it, you would have done it. I mean, it's just that's the way it is. But life is about learning. It's about discovering. It's about realizing. And a lot of times we start to realize things when we, when we get into that space of, get out of that space in a sense of trying to do the same thing over and over again, like, being in that loop, I mean, because that loop makes us feel safe. Makes us feel like, feel comfortable. And, well, a lot of times that loop keeps you in the same system that, and then you look around and you wonder why nothing has changed. You look around and say, hey, why am I going through this, going through that in terms of fear and frustration and ambition even, and emotion, the emotions are out of, all over the place. And, not able to, in a sense, calm down to a point where we can start to hear which way to go. We can start to intuit. We can start to feel deep inside, or to be able to act on the moment, to move with the presence of the present, and say, okay, well, this download came and this idea, it's just that like, hey, let's move with it. Let's move with it. Let's go. Let's see what happens. And sometimes things may happen that we didn't want to happen, or things that may happen that we didn't expect to happen. So, but a lot of times we are afraid to take that chance. And my thing, and I'm on a journey just like everybody else. I'm on a journey of discovery, a journey, I have fears and frustrations from time to time, like everybody else, and but I just felt in my heart that I want to talk about some of these things, and and to some extent, I have, and I feel, and I know that I have discovered a modality in order to create what you might say it's a process that keeps me in balance, and and that process is simple. It's very simple, but it's so simple that usually nobody really wants to do it, and nobody wants to get quiet. We feel that being busy, all the time is, and it's good. It's good to do. Sometimes you can overdo, and a lot of times you can underdo. So, but when we are in alignment, and when we are in that place of neutrality, when we're in, we could start to regulate. We could start to say, hey, I'm doing too much. Or even we can get to the place where we can start to ask ourselves questions and say, hey, am I doing too much? Or am I being too lazy? Or, it's just that, am I too ambitious or whatnot? Am I, what is driving what? Being caught up with the caught up. What am I caught up with? What is driving me? Or am I driving me? But a lot of times we don't slow down enough to be able to even ask those questions. And, and a lot at the foundation, it is not complicated. It's not complicated. It's just that we have to understand that we have thoughts and we have emotions. And, all of our thoughts are not our thoughts. And a lot of time thoughts create emotional states. And emotional states can create thoughts. And if we have a way in order to calm down that emotional state so that we could at least be able to be objective to these things that are going through our brains. The thing, so we could say, wait a minute, that's not my thought. Where did that come from? And, hey, it's great to get knowledge. It's great to read books. It's great to be whatever you want to be or whatnot, whether you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. But, it's just that just because you got all this knowledge and that is traveling in your head or whatnot, it doesn't mean that you have understanding. It doesn't mean that you know how to, troubleshoot and make the right decisions with what you have. If you're a car mechanic or whatnot, a little bit about, like the engine or whatnot, then you can kind of like ascertain what's wrong with the car based upon how the car acts. In other words, you can ask the right questions at least. So, but, most of us out here, and I got to say, don't even know how to ask the right questions. We're in that state of overload, all kind of information, this, that, and other, but we lack the foundation of knowing really what to do and the right way to go. And, and I could say within my life, it's just that like, no, I'm not wealthy. I mean, on a material level and, this, that, and other, but most days I feel pretty good. I feel pretty balanced. We all got bills. We all got this. We all got that. But I think that holistically speaking, spiritually speaking, that, wealth and abundance is more than just money, fiat, material things and all that kind of stuff, And I think, somewhere, I would say most of us kind of know that deep inside, But a lot of times we do things for distraction because we distract ourselves from the things that we shouldn't have done in the past. And, so we're going to keep ourselves busy. We're going to keep ourselves, distracted. We're going to keep that loudness coming in, and we're not able, and, but when that happens, we're not aware of what is happening with our body, and we're not aware of what is happening with our mind and our spirit. So things may start to degrade or go into what you might say a negative space, and we're not even aware of it because of the loudness and the busyness that surrounds us. One of the things that is on my mind is the whole thing about being caught up with the caught up. And and I would say, and I'm not going to say that, I have not been there, and and there may be a little piece of my constitution that may be caught up with something or whatever, but to be caught up with the caught up, we want to be in this organization, we want to be in this group, we want to be in this cult, we want to be in this, community, and, and sometimes we pick the community based upon what we think that the situation looks like, it looks like something I want to be part of, look like they on the up and up, and this, that, and other. But, it's just that, like, truly, authentically, we should only be caught up with who we are and the flow the way we flow and to go the way we go. And, it's just that, like, because one of my things that I'm going through right now is probably a fantasy or illusion or delusion or whatever it is for a lot of people, and they may see it as something that is not realistic or cannot done. But my basic thing is we as a people, whether we black or white or whatever, but we as the people of the same frequency, of the same flow, we need to come together and work together. And especially now, because of the confusion and the insanity that is in the world, before things get better, we got to survive. And I think one of the modalities for survival is us really coming to, no matter if we don't even think alike or we see, see a different way to obtain that goal, whatever that goal might be, or whatever that situation might be. But we still need to understand that everybody don't think the same. Everybody has different opinions. So, but still, that shouldn't stop us from coming together and working together to build a community that is outside a crazy matrix or a crazy world. And but I'll tell you one of the things that it's just right now I'm just in that state of getting things off my chest or saying some of the things that have come to me that are in my consciousness, and and another thing, I need to get back to my writing or whatnot, because I did like to I journal every now and then, but there's multiple books inside me that I need to get out, and I will. But for right now, this is something that is helping me, and I hope that is helping you. And and I would love for you to comment on some of the stuff that I'm flowing with, and then maybe in the future that we could get together and talk about some of these things, physically. I like physical better than Zoom, but I mean, not knocking technology or anything like that, but in the physical, there's a different kind of energy, and but yeah, one of the things that I will be talking about more is that whole issue of being caught up with the caught up, and being programmed into situations because like, usually when we're programmed or hypnotically into something, we don't really realize it. Somebody that is hypnotized, is not going to realize that they're hypnotized, So, we need to come out of the programming. We need to come out of the programming. So, that's all I need to say. I just wanted to get some things off my chest, and I hope everybody's doing well. I think that maybe I have discovered some things in terms of that will help people to stabilize and to come back down off the high horse or whatever, and so we can find ourselves and whatnot, so we can flow and be happy every day and not anxious and not going through frustration and fear and all of those things, because, this is what the powers that be want us to go through, so we could not know who we are and not know where we at. So, okay. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you for right now. Odabo.